there's a situation when we were in going through workup, and I was watching Tony and Leif. They were getting ready to do some training op, just a real simple training op, target, like a iteration training on a target assault, something like that. And they're sitting there in the, in the sand, with the freaking sticks. And Tony tells him like, hey, sir, we should come in from here, set up a base over here, move through here, rally point over here. That's what we should do. And Leif's like, hey, that sounds really good. Why don't you tell the guys? And Tony goes, I think it'd be good if it came from you. And I was like, damn, dude, that's a professional. He's trying to elevate the platoon commander. Instead of him being like, I want to show these guys that I'm the real guy in charge. Instead of doing that, he elevated Leif. Just in that little moment, that's one little moment in time where you see a guy that's like a real, true professional whose ego is totally out of it. He wants to have a good platoon. So, yeah, just epic. And, since I was, I'm good friends with Tony. I grew up with Tony. And so we had a great relationship. Yep.
Do you, before we go to Ramadi, I just want to ask if there was, how did you address your team when you knew that's where you were going? How did you tell them?
Stand by to get some, boys. Yeah. It's weird. There was a time earlier, because I knew that Ramadi was the worst place. And I had said at some point, like, we're going to end up in Ramadi. I had said that. Like, I kind of knew it. And so the guys were tracking. The guys knew what was what. And, bro, the idea, it's like I had a guy named Dean Ladd on my podcast, who is a Marine officer in World War II. And, like, he's going into Tarawa. And the threat brief that they're getting for Tarawa is like totally out of control. You can see it. The Japanese are dug in. They got mortars trained on the beach. They got machine gun, pillboxes, the whole 9 yards. And Tarawa was tiny. And I asked him the same kind of probing questions that you're asking me of like, well, how did you feel? And I was like, well, were you nervous? Were you scared about getting wounded or killed? And he goes, that always happens to the other guy. And that's exactly, that's how I felt. That's how I can just about guarantee you every guy in Task Unit Bruiser, when they heard we were going to Ramadi, was like, hell yeah. Every single one of them was like, hell yeah. Nothing bad is going to happen. We're going to go and kick ass. That's what we do, which is exactly what you want.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. We're frogmen, dude. This is what we do. This is an opportunity, the storied legacy that the guys in Vietnam built, that we got to, get to walk around in Coronado with a trident. I mean, you're not walking around, but guys know you're a SEAL. You go into a McPee's on a Thursday night, which I'm sorry you missed out on. But back in the day, you go into McPee's on a Thursday night, like, you're a badass. And I didn't do anything to earn that. Nothing. I got to live off the reputation of the guys that came before us. So to have an opportunity, get some of that back, yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and it's a heavy weight